Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night to wherever you may be watching this from. My name is Thelma Titi Ahamba, and I want to welcome you to tonight's episode of Chat with Themmy. Um, I am excited. Yesterday was great. We spoke about handling rejections, and tonight we want to talk about what happens when we lift others. I'm very sure we're very familiar with, oh, I'm always forgetting Instagram, folks. Okay, now I'm live on Instagram. Yeah, finally. We always, we're very familiar with uh, um, the saying that goes like this: "We rise by lifting others." But what does that really mean? What does it really mean? What's the actual meaning, or what's the physical interpretation of what it means to rise when we lift others? So, what happens when you lift other people? Have you asked yourself that? I'm sure you're familiar with saying, "Oh, we rise by lifting others. We rise by lifting others." But what does that really mean? That we rise by lifting others? Okay, so that is what I want to talk about tonight. All right, and I'll also be uh, talking about why why we should put good out into the world, whether it means lifting other people, whether it means fostering, a community to help others to thrive, whether it means leading by example, whether it means being there for someone in their time of need. What does lifting others mean, and why should we lift others? What happens when we lift other people? Okay, so um, first thing first, I want to look at it this way. When we lift others, what do? We help them to get to their full potential. We help to give them a boost. Sometimes they're down emotionally, sometimes they're down mentally, financially, sometimes they're down more like in a professional settings. So when we lift someone up, or when we lift that person up, or when we lift people up, it means we're giving them a boost. We're helping them to rise to their full potential. And a lifting simply could mean offering support, offering encouragement or guidance, or several positive outcomes. Okay, so lifting others could mean you being there in the time of need, you being, just at the call of someone. Maybe they need someone to talk to, maybe they need someone to guide them, maybe they need someone to coach them. uh, um, Lifting could mean that. So when we say lifting others, it means you're either encouraging them, or you're, guiding them, or you're offering them some form of support. And also by empowering someone. When you gave, maybe you're good at talking, maybe you're good at encouraging people. When you help people look within themselves, and 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 see what they sometimes do not see within themselves, you are lifting that person. Okay, when when you're able to empower someone to be able to get to their full potential, you're lifting that person. Okay, that what it simply means. You're empowering someone, you're lifting them. You're guiding someone, you're lifting them. All right, so the next thing you want to do is, when you lift others, you help them to grow. When you lift others, you help them to grow. But now that's where it gets interesting, because as you're helping someone to grow, it's a two-way street. Growth doesn't happen one way. Growth happens two ways. So if you're nurturing someone to grow, you in return are also growing. Okay? So this is something that happens when you're lifting others. So that statement, we rise by lifting others. Yes, we do rise by lifting others. Because as we're empowering other people, we're empowering ourselves indirectly. As we're helping other people to grow. How many have experienced this, where maybe in school you were taught something, and then, or maybe after the teacher has gotten through teaching the class, then some of your friends reach out to you and say, yo, can you help explain this particular topic or this area? It was a bit confusing when the lecturer or when the teacher was going over it. Can you help explain that? If you have ever guided your friends, your colleagues, or someone in a particular process to help them understand, guess what? You deepen your understanding of that particular topic as well. The more you teach others to do something, the more you deepen your own knowledge, your own understanding, your own absorption of that topic, the more you deepen that for yourself. And the more you do that, the better you become at the subject matter. Okay. So if you're nurturing someone, you're as well nurturing yourself. If you're helping someone to grow, you're helping yourself to grow as well. Okay. Now, let's look at this. As you're lifting others, you're building relationships. How many of us can remember that teacher, that friend, that that cousin, that brother, that sister who stood up for us one time, stood up for us one time? How many of us can remember that teacher who helped you in secondary school or in high school or in second grade? That teacher who said you're a brilliant kid, who said you're going to be an amazing adult when you grow up. That teacher who made you discover your painting skills, your singing skills. I'm sure we can remember that person. Okay? So when we lift others, it's very easy for us to remember, for us to be remembered. You want to build a legacy? Do that through lifting other people up. Irrespective of where you are, what you have, whatever industry you're in, you'll always be remembered. Always, you will be remembered. Okay? So, when you want to build a legacy through people, build a legacy through empowering other people, through helping other people see their true potential, tapping into their true potential, and growing. Help others to grow. You'll realize how much you will grow in the process. Empower other people. You will realize how much you're empowering yourself. Okay? Now, the next thing I want us to look at is okay, so we're talking about building relationship before I went off to talk about the other ones. Um, when you when you help other people, you naturally create a mutually beneficial relationship. You naturally build a relationship that is mutually beneficial. Because what did the Bible say? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Sometimes you may lift someone, or maybe people lifted you up, or people came to your aid, or people supported you on a particular journey simply because someone you are attached to helped them in the past. How many of us are still enjoying the blessings of our parents because they sow a seed of kindness to someone years ago? How many of us are still enjoying that? How many of how many of us are still enjoying the fruits of their labor? How many? So sometimes these are some of the things that happen when we lift other people. You may be someone who's very good at heart, who's always, looking out for other people, who's always creating opportunities for other people, helping other people shine, helping other people understand their true potential, helping other people to show up in all their power, in all their awesomeness. Guess what? That seed you're sowing today, if you do not reap it now, your generation's going to reap it. That's what happened when we lift other people. We soar for the future. We do the nurturing now, we do the planting now, we do the, we do the brushing, we do the cleaning, we do the fertilizing, we do all the hard work now. We invest our time, our resources, our energy, our guidance, our wisdom. We invested in people. Guess what? It's going to wait for you ahead. Thank you very much, George. I appreciate it. When we lift others, we're sowing seed for the future, not now. Sometimes some people will do stuff, and then before they do stuff with you or for you, it's about, drop it. What do you have? I'm charging this. I'm not saying don't charge for your services or your skills or whatever that's putting food on your table or keeping your lights on. I'm not saying don't charge it. But it's not every relationship that gives you instant gratification just now. No. Okay? It's not every relationship that gives you immediate results just now. No. Do it for the benefit of generations to come. That when you've long left the earth, you will be remembered for generations. And the thing is, when you lift others up, your name becomes a currency that your children can use to get into spaces. How many of us How many of us have experienced going somewhere and then they ask, "Whose child are you?" You say, "Oh, I'm son of XYZ. I'm a daughter of XYZ." How many of us have experienced that? And how many of us have also experienced the fact that we get into certain spaces, we don't want to mention who we're connected to because maybe that person didn't sow a seed of kindness. So we don't know what the outcome might be. If you're always tearing people down, you're also sowing a seed. Whether you lift others or you pull others down, you're sowing a seed. Okay? And not all the seeds you sow will survive or make it to the harvest. But definitely, the ones that are nurtured will make it to the harvest. So whether it's a good seed, whether it's a bad seed, in terms of your deeds, once you nurture that, once you put your energy into that, once you invest into that, guess what? Your harvest day is going to come. So if you want your harvest to be plentiful in goodness, not in the terrible things you've done, no, not in the way you used to pull people down, no. If you want your harvest to be positive, sorry, if you want your harvest to be positive, you definitely want to sow a seed of kindness. You definitely want to sow a seed of kindness. You do not want your kids and your loved ones to pay for your sins in the future. No, you do not want that. So when you lift others, you build relationships. You don't only empower the people you uplift or the people you lift, you empower yourself. They don't only grow when you nurture them, you're indirectly nurturing yourself because you'll be discovering different sides of you. You'll be discovering different phases of you under different circumstances. You'll be having a deeper insight into who you are, who Thelma is, who Prince is, who Rachel is, who George is, who Precious is. When you put your energy into lifting other people, there's so many things you'll discover about yourself. Okay? Now, when you lift other people, it creates a ripple effect. Like I said, not everything will give you instant gratification. But what happens? The people you empower will go ahead and uplift other people. They will go ahead and pay that good deed forward. And by doing so, you create a you create a good impact of positive change, not just for your household or for that family of the person you help, but for your entire community, for your region, for your country, for your city, for your continent, for the world at large. That's what happens when we lift others. So there's a bigger picture to why we should lift other people. I came across a video on Instagram. I think it was a snippet from a movie. If you watch Mount Zion films, I think it was posted by the head of Mount Zion. I don't know if it's Dr. Mike Bamiloye or is Bishop Bamiloye. I don't know what title he has, but I know his name is Mike Bamiloye. Guess what? Snippets of the movie, I think it's just a section of it. I think these two brothers had had some squabbles somewhere, and then this elderly man told the other guy, Luke, to raise his brother's hand. They were standing right next to each other, and he was like, "No, I can't raise my brother's hand." He was like, "This is a message from God to you. Raise your brother's hand." And the guy reluctantly raised his brother's hand up. Then he asked them, "How many hands are raised?" The instruction was to raise his brother's hand. But after he obeyed the instruction, two people benefited from that lifting of hands, from that instruction that was obeyed. They were both hands that were raised. So I think the logic in that snippet is simply when you promote other people, you will automatically you have to be up to bring someone up. Similarly, to bring someone down, you have to be below to bring someone down. So the only way you can lift other people up, the only way you can lift others up is when you're up. Or you do that together. As you're lifting them up, you're also lifting yourself up. But if you're pulling someone down, you're going down. Not just the person. No. So this is what happens when we lift other people. Next thing, lifting other people can foster a culture of collaboration. It creates healthy competition. It creates a space where we're all looking out for each other. We're all looking to make positive change. We're all looking to make positive impact in our society. We're all looking forward to doing good. We're all looking forward to being a part of the change that we seek. Okay? We're looking forward to being a part of the change that we seek. So lifting others can foster a culture of collaboration. Now you have this person looking out for this person, the next person looking out for the next person, and it goes in that cycle. And guess who benefits from that? We ourselves. If one person decides to be the weakest link and drops off, it affects everyone in the ecosystem. It affects everyone. So lifting others up, lift ourselves up. It's not it's not a one-way street, okay? It's not a one-way street at all. When we lift people, we lift ourselves. When we empower people, we empower ourselves. I'm very sure you're familiar with this next thing. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So to continue to pour into others, you have to be filled. You have to be overflowing. You need to charge your battery to be able to charge someone else's. That's it. That's it. You need to be charged up to be able to charge someone. What did Jesus say? Jesus said, take that mote from your eye before you go take the beam from someone else's eye. If you cannot see clear, how would you help someone to see clear? And one of my favorite quote goes this way: empowered people empower people. To be able to empower others, you have to be empowered. You cannot just be dry and gloomy and just there. You cannot afford to just be there. No, you cannot afford to be there. You need to you need to keep pushing yourself. You need to keep being fired up. Like imagine a teacher that is teaching and you don't study. You only come to the class and do guesswork. What happens? Like everybody will literally see through you. Everyone will see through you. Okay? So to be able to lift other people, we ourselves are going to be lifted. We ourselves must be lifted. Because we can pour from an empty cup. And as you continue this week, remember to lift someone up. You have to be up. You're going to be up. Say I'm sitting and my kid is sitting and I want my kid to wake up. At some point, I'm going to have to get up. So lifting people simply means well it's like we are impacting our own lives when we impact other people. It's not a one-way street. The thing is, when you sow now, tomorrow you may be on the other side of the fence. And that impact you made many years ago. How many of us have seen our teachers or our lecturers from years ago that were very instrumental in our success? And maybe now we see them and they're in a position where we can be of help to them. How many of us will gladly do that with so much joy, knowing that if this person did not play the part that they played in my life, I probably wouldn't have been here today. So that saying that goes, we rise by lifting others. Yes, we do. Sorry. We do rise by lifting other people. We could rise now, we may rise in the future, we may rise immediately, we may rise later on. But the thing is, whatever you are sowing now, you're going to have some return on your investments because that's an investment. And that's what happens when we lift other people. That's what happens when we positively impact other people. We in turn impact our own lives. Ooh, it's been a long day. So I'm gonna wrap up here tonight and say, as we go out, may we continue to lift other people because it's gonna come back to us as we go about our work, as we go about our school, as we go about taking care of our families and our businesses. May we continue to feed on the mindset of empowering other people. May we continue to do that. May we empower other people because by so doing, we're empowering us. We're empowering ourselves. Okay. I wish you all a wonderful day. I am wrapping up here tonight. And I want to be grateful for those who were able to join me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I am very excited that you're able to spend your quality time with me. And I hope we continue to lift others up. I hope we continue to inspire others to do the same. I hope we continue to uh, um, uh, uh, enable, empower people, others to create a safe environment. Because guess what? Your children's gonna benefit from it. Your children's children's gonna benefit from it. Your continent is gonna benefit from it. Your tribe is gonna benefit. Your city is gonna benefit. Your country is gonna benefit. Your continent is gonna benefit. The entire world is gonna benefit from it. So when we all come together and do something worthwhile, guess what? We in turn benefit our own selves. And that's what happens when we lift others. Until tomorrow, I see you. I am Thoma Titi Ahamba, and I want to say thanks for being on this journey with me. It's been 21 days of consistency and touching different topics. I hope these past days or weeks have been inspiring, have been uplifting. I hope pass some positive things down your feed, down your timeline, show some positive content in between the ones that you come across on your feed on a daily basis. I hope you have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, a wonderful morning. That's the beauty of time zone. I just like it when I'm talking about this different time zones. Like it's day to someone, it's night to someone, it's early morning, it's dawn to someone, it's evening to someone, it's a hot afternoon somewhere, and you never know. So another thing is don't let anything hold you back. Okay? Because no time is a perfect time. The right people is gonna find you. The right people, your message is gonna resonate with them. And it's going to empower them. And it's going to inspire them to do the same for others. And it's going to put stars on your crown. It's going to come back to you in hundredfold. Keep lifting others. Until tomorrow, I see you. Have a good night.